Welcome to Read Me Next, a book club but make it a podcast.
where we have lots of feelings and no qualifications. So this week we are talking about,
The Lakefront Billionaires series by Lauren Asher.
yes, 3 books.
3 books.
Love them all.
Love them. Well, we've already established we love anything.
them all.
So these are billionaire romance books.
Yeah.
So last week we did sports romance. This is billionaire romance.
Which I think once you're a billionaire, you make every book better.
Honestly, it's top notch. It doesn't get any better than
It
that.
doesn't get any better than a billionaire man.
So these books, there's 3 books in the series. It's a finished series. It's on Kindle Unlimited. It's great.
They're interconnected standalones.
Yes, they are.
So you can technically read them out of order,
You can.
but obviously best to read them in order.
Yeah, so the first book in the series is Love Redesigned. So that one is about Julian and Dahlia, who are childhood rivals turned lovers. And this one made me laugh because last week we were talking about how Carina really doesn't like the trope of second chance romance, and this one, second chance romance.
First one off the bat.
We needed to get it over with.
But like we said, a billionaire in it, it's fine. It's better than the last one.
If he's a billionaire, give him another chance, girl. That's so funny.
Hell yeah.
Hell yeah. So this one, like we said, was enemies to lovers and second chance. So this one's actually really cute because their moms are best friends since like childhood. So they've known each other their whole lives.
And continuously try to set them up, but they are frenemies.
They are frenemies to the max.
Yeah.
Yeah, they really didn't like each other. So the second book is Love Unwritten. So it follows Raphael and Ellie.
Yes. So Raphael is this grumpy single dad.
Yes.
He has a 8-year-old son. And then Ellie is their beautiful, sunshiny nanny.
Yes. So this is definitely Grumpy Sunshine.
Yes.
Raphael is Julian's biological cousin, but he's kind of like an adopted brother because Julian's parents took him in. This book is a slow burn.
Yeah. A real slow burn.
One of the slowest burns I've ever read. I checked my Kindle. The first scene is at 70%.
Really?
Isn't that crazy?
But the tension.
It was the tension, the yearning, all of it. It grabbed you, but it was long, slow burn.
Personally, I enjoyed it.
Yeah, no, so did I.
I didn't think it was too long.
No. I just thought it was too long in perspective of like how much percentage of the book I've gone through, but it didn't feel like that.
I think it definitely set the story up well.
100%.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Because a lot of books that I've read, romances in the past, like all of a sudden you're like 10 pages in and then scene.
Things are happening.
Yeah. But, cool on them. I won't deny those books either. Don't get me wrong. But I feel like this book definitely set up the scenes, set up the storyline of each character because there's the single dad, there's the son, and there's Ellie.
Yeah.
So
it's a whole family.
Yeah, that definitely got all the dynamics of all 3 of them.
Yeah, I agree.
Which I liked.
Yeah.
It didn't just ignore the son because a lot of the times I feel like in the nanny tropes, they kind of just focused on the 2. But I feel like the son had his part.
100%. I agree with that. Yeah, they definitely made the son like a priority.
Yeah, which I love.
Yeah, that was good. And then the third book is Love Arranged. So this one's Lorenzo and Lily. So Lily is actually Dahlia's younger sister, and Lorenzo is this man who was born in the small town. So Lorenzo's from Lake Wisteria, and then he left when he was a kid, and he came back to run for mayor. So it follows their story. This one is actually a fake engagement trope.
Yes.
I loved it. I loved this book.
I eat these up.
I loved it. I think one of my favorite tropes.
A fake engagement, right?
Yeah, I think so.
Fake dating.
Fake dating, fake engagement.
I eat them up.
We eat them up. They are so good. Yeah, one of my favorite tropes, probably.
For sure.
Yeah, so they entered the fake engagement for separate reasons. So we're not going to spoil it, but, they each had the reasons to be in the fake engagement, and it kind of just follows that, and it follows the campaign.
Yep. That is the goal.
So now that we've discussed the synopsis of the books, we're going to get into a little bit of the spoilers.
Okay.
So this segment is going to be called What Can Money Buy?
Ooh.
Based off each of the billionaires.
Our lovely billionaires of the book. All right. So what did these 3 men do to become billionaires? So Julian is the owner of his dad's old construction business.
Yeah.
Right?
Lopez Luxury.
Yes, exactly. So that took off, builds all the houses in Lake Wisteria.
Yep.
And then we have Rafa,
Yep.
which I think goes hand in hand with Julian. He created the Dwelling app, which is like a real estate app. And Lorenzo, he was a part of Vittori Holdings, who owned casinos with his family, his dad, his uncles.
Yeah, so that's how they all became billionaires. So the first book was Julian.
Julian, my boy, he really showed out in the first 5 chapters.
Yeah, he was spending money left and right. So I think a couple of the things that stood out to me that he bought were he bought Dahlia a house just because she said she was bored.
I love that.
Love that.
Let
yeah.
me just here's a house you can design.
Yeah.
Because you want
Here's a
to.
project for you.
Yeah.
Love that.
No, I loved, because as before I've told you, I love me a petty man.
Love.
I love me a petty man in the book.
I already know what you're talking about.
So the fact that this man bought her $100,000 engagement ring just to put it in a concrete mixer. Yes.
Love that.
King. Get rid of it. He didn't want to see it. He didn't want to think about it. He didn't want nothing to do with it.
Literally, he was like, I'll pay you $100K. I'm throwing it in the concrete mixer.
And he just threw it away.
He just threw it away. He did not even care. So another petty moment that Julian had was when he rented the Ferrari to go pick her up to go to the post-production gala. Yeah, that her ex-fiance's family so rudely didn't invite her to. And it was funny because she was texting somebody on the staff that she was still close to, and they were like, "Are you showing up with anybody?" And she's like, "Yeah, I'm showing up with my new boyfriend." And they're like, "Oh, is he handsome?" "Yes." "Does he have money?" "Yes." It's like, yeah,
more than the ex-fiance could ever even dream of.
Literally something like that. So it was like, yes, we love that.
We love Julian. So then another one that Julian did, which I thought he was gonna do in a certain part of the book, and then he didn't.
No, yeah, I agree.
So I like that he kind of pulled it back, because he kind of let you forget about his private jet and all his money of the sushi or whatever.
Yeah.
So Julian actually rented a private jet to get Dahlia's favorite sushi order from her favorite restaurant in freaking New York.
Crazy.
How do you just hire a private jet go grab me some lunch? What do you mean?
She's like, where'd you get this?
She's like, you didn't hire somebody, right? Silence.
Yes. Yes, I did.
Thank you, Julian.
Thank you. We love a good sushi from New York.
Oh,
must be nice.
Must be nice.
I feel like I would spend my money like that.
Yeah, right? I'm craving this. Oh, but it's in New York. Don't worry.
Don't worry. I got you.
I got it. It'll be here in 9 hours. Don't worry about it.
All right, so Rafa and the things that he spent his money on, I think the biggest one was his $200,000 Hawaiian vacation for his son and Ellie and himself. Crazy.
Yeah.
That was insane.
Insane. Flying first class everywhere. Classic people with money.
And it was only because Ellie didn't want to fly private jet because he had enough money for that.
Yes, good catch there. It's only because the jet was tiny.
Yeah, she was like, I don't want to be in it. And then also because of Ellie's anxiety, he chartered a ship so that way they could go from island to island instead of being on an airplane.
Yeah, and it wasn't even a yacht. It was a whole cruise ship.
It was a ship, she said.
Yeah.
Which was crazy.
Yep. Yeah. Love that. Just because she had anxiety about flying.
Love that. And then after she went to Europe, he flew out her mom, her dad, her best friend, Nico, and himself. All because she was homesick. And I love that because he's really supporting her. She is doing something big, and he didn't want her to just come home. Yeah, it was great.
So I really enjoyed that. Yeah. Oh, also, when she first left, he went with her to drop her off in London.
Beautiful.
Of course, upgraded her ticket to first class.
Of course.
Would we expect any less from our billionaire boyfriend?
Absolutely not. She's like, wait, how did I get here?
Whoa.
How am I in row 6? Girl. And then she's like, what are you doing here? Must be nice.
Also, just a quick fact of this book that they keep throwing at us is that Rafa has the Richard Mille watch.
Oh, yeah. I Googled it because I'm like, okay, how much is this really costing? It said from $300,000 to $500,000, which is insane, more than our houses.
Gotcha.
But they can range up to $1 million.
Oh.
So I'm like, okay.
Gotcha.
Yeah,
okay, Rafa.
So he's a billionaire.
He's a billionaire.
Yeah, so Lorenzo, he spent his money on cars. He had this whole car collection. I was trying to go through the book to see which cars they mentioned. So they mentioned a Ferrari. Yes. They mentioned Lamborghini. They mentioned a G-Wagon. And then he also bought Lily a Mercedes G-Wagon. Slay.
Come on.
I wish. Then he had a super bike. He had this GNX, which I have no idea what that is. Then he had this other Rolls Royce that was on his list. Just a ton of cars that this man owned.
Yes.
So I think that's what he spent most of his money on.
Yes, he was a car person for sure,
yeah.
Which was nice. I think it's nice to see what they spend their money on.
Yeah.
Because a lot of the books, sometimes they're just spending the money on their women, which as they should, but it's nice to see what they like.
Yeah.
One thing that I love that Lorenzo did for Lily is when they were in Chicago and they were going on their shopping trip.
Yeah.
So much fun. Lily actually went to buy her dress and she opened her wallet and only one card was there and it was Lorenzo's black card.
Love that.
Oh my God.
What a move.
What a move.
What a baller move.
No, and him texting her the whole time, why do I only have one charge on my card?
Yeah. Why are you not spending more of my money? She's like, I don't want to.
Swoon.
Yeah. He's like, you're embarrassing me. Spend more money, please.
Literally, because they compared Dahlia and Julian, right?
Yeah. So funny.
I loved that.
That was a good part.
Yeah. It made me giggle.
Yeah, me too. All right. So that's what money can buy.
What money can buy.
Yeah.
What billionaire money can buy.
Oh, I should have made that the title. Whatever. It's fine.
All right. So now we're going to get into our book boyfriend of the week.
Oh my gosh. All right. So we had some great contenders this week.
Some great billionaire contenders. So they're all good.
They're all amazing. But my book boyfriend of the week was Lorenzo.
Same.
I knew it.
I can't wait to hear your reasoning.
I loved Lorenzo's growth throughout the entire book. It was great. It was great. You know, he had like such a traumatic childhood, and he had all his walls up, and little by little, you know, they just came coming down.
So he got himself in therapy, which I really liked. Obviously, it was at the suggestion of Lily, but still him taking the steps to do it. And also, I really liked how he was like, no, ma'am, can I have 2 sessions a week? Because I got to do this fast.
Yeah.
King. Love that.
He's like, I'm on a timeline. She's going to leave me.
She's going to leave me if I don't get my shit together. Please, Dr. Martin, help me.
Help.
I am also a sucker for a possessive, obsessive man in a book.
Oh, yeah.
I feel like Lorenzo, like, teeters on the line of morally gray. You know how they say?
Mm-hmm.
And you know me. I am
all for it.
All for the morally gray men around here. So I liked that.
Yeah.
And as we know in my past reads, I have loved my mafia men.
Yes.
And Lorenzo was not a mafia man. He made sure to state that in the book.
I love that he clarified.
He clarified, but he was close to one. So I loved that.
He was mafia adjacent.
Mafia adjacent.
Yeah. So yeah, I really did like him. He was great.
Mm-hmm. I do agree with you that on this book, there was a lot of growth all over.
Yeah.
The entire series.
Mm-hmm.
So Lorenzo, with his mental health, the OCD, all of those things, he put himself through the therapy. He's trying to do better. Even though he did hurt my girl Lily a lot, you know.
He was a little hot and cold at some points.
Yeah. But I feel like, tell me your thoughts on this.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like the part after the debate, you know, that's where it really went wrong for both of them.
Yeah.
Right? What would you have done in that situation? Like, do you think you would have left him alone? I feel like I'm trying to see both sides on that one.
I wouldn't have left him alone.
You don't think so?
No. No, because he was beating himself up. I would have talked to him and like tried to calm him down.
Yeah, which she was trying to do, right?
Yeah. I think he was just so honest with her, like afterwards when he was like, okay, this is it. I'm all in, so I'm going to be completely honest. And, you know, he's like, any question you have, I will answer it truthfully.
So on that note, F Trevor.
Ugh.
F the Ludlows.
Yep, all of them.
All of them.
Yep.
Every last one of them. What the hell is up with Richard, bro? I've never seen even a denial or rejection in his life or something.
Yeah, who are you, Rich? Calm down.
Calm down.
Yeah. But I like that Lorenzo put him in his place.
Yeah, hell yeah.
We love that. I also really like these books because I feel like the billionaire aspect is, okay, we're not going to be billionaires anytime soon, so that's not very realistic. But I feel like she really talks about realistic issues. Like she talks about, you know, his OCD and going to therapy. You know, the other books talk about depression, about anxiety, about
self-harm,
about being a single parent, about grief and like loss. You know, I think that she wrote about that very beautifully.
Yeah. Real aspects of real life.
Real aspects of real life.
I agree. So I really enjoyed Rafa, of course, but there were times that he was also really mean.
I agree. I feel like he was really hot and cold with Ellie too.
Yeah. And I thought it was interesting, like with the whole nanny trope, that it was the dad having an issue with the son. Like they were not on the same page. I thought that was really interesting throughout the book to see how they grew.
Yeah.
In their own relationship. Because you remember the part where he fired Ellie.
Yeah.
And Nico was like, you always make everyone leave.
Ugh. Yeah, that was heartbreaking.
My heart broke.
Yeah, I enjoyed that their relationship also grew, and I feel like Ellie was very much a mediator between the two of them for a very long time.
Yeah.
But again, Rafa also grew throughout the book.
For sure. Yeah, he was willing to let her in his life for real.
So about the first book also, I think a little of it was kind of rushed. You know, I understand like the second chance romance part and like they've been there, done that. But there were some parts that I was just like, okay, how do we get here so fast? Like,
I think like what you're saying about the second chance romance, but I think maybe it would have been nice to get like a clue into their college life a little more.
Ooh, okay.
And I think that could have maybe set us up for not feeling so rushed.
Yeah, it could be.
Yeah. One thing I really liked about the first book was how they're not afraid to call each other out, right? So the bickering was back and forth.
Yeah.
Right? It was super back and forth in this book to the point that I was like, all right, guys, can we relax?
Mm-hmm.
But I liked how the mothers were like, y'all are real immature. I really liked that. It wasn't just like something that people were okay with. Like they were
making people uncomfortable. Yeah.
They were called out.
Yeah. That was fun.
I like that.
Yeah, I enjoyed the moms in the books.
Oh, yeah.
They were funny. We also never mentioned that they speak Spanish. How do we not mention that until now? They literally speak Spanish. I loved that.
Yes.
When I started the first book, I was just like, wait, what's going on? And then they're of like Mexican heritage.
Spanish was cool. This was my first book ever.
Me too.
Reading anything with Spanish. So.
Yeah.
One thing also about Julian, which caught me off guard, didn't really like, rubbed me the wrong way, was that he really was just tearing down all these houses.
Oh, yeah, he did. But I think that Dahlia kind of put a stop to it.
Yeah, I think she opened his eyes more on that. We both have the same book boyfriend. We're going to fight.
I'll win. So now we're going to play Billionaire This or That. And I just thought it would be fun. So you have to pick which would you rather. Okay?
Okay.
All right. So first one, enemies to lovers or fake engagement?
Ooh, enemies to lovers or fake engagement? I think I'm going fake engagement.
Okay, me too.
Okay.
Watch all of these be
all
the
of
same
these,
for both of us.
We're going to have the same answers.
Okay. Number 2, designer closet or a car collection?
I think I'm going car collection.
Me too. I thought you were going to say closet.
I thought you were going to say closet too.
No, I think I'd much rather have cars.
Same.
Okay. All right. Next one, private jet or super yacht?
Jet.
Me too. All right. Sorry, guys. This is not fun at all. We both have the same answers. Hopefully, everybody will pick the same thing. Okay. So the next one, tech guru or casino heir?
This one is a little tougher for me.
Okay.
I think I'm going to go with tech guru.
Okay. I'm going casino heir.
Okay.
I think tech guru is good because, like, you could always have somebody in IT help you out, in your day-to-day life. But casino heir just sounds like a lot of fun. Like, you just go to the casino, gamble your billions.
See, I'm thinking more on the morally gray side where a tech billionaire has the connections to like kind of get what you need if you need it.
Okay, I guess you're right. Yeah. All right, the next one is brooding CEO or charming playboy.
I'm going brooding.
Me
Brooding
too.
CEO.
Yeah, me too.
I love a grump who's not grumpy for me.
100%. Yep,
Yeah.
I agree. All right, fundraising gala or the Strawberry Festival?
Strawberry Festival.
Okay, me too.
Yeah.
I feel like that would be so fun.
I'm a sucker for that.
Festival games, festival food.
Mhm.
Love that. What a great day.
Yeah.
Okay, we have island mansion or a city penthouse.
Island mansion.
Me too. Yeah, it just seems like so fun. All right, cooking class or private dinner?
Cooking class.
Okay, I'm private dinner.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I don't wanna
know.
work.
I'm a sucker for a cooking class.
Now, give me a 5-course meal, please, right now. All right, so the next one, Amsterdam honeymoon, throwing it back to the third book, or a Hawaiian getaway, so the second book.
I'm going Hawaiian getaway.
Okay, yeah, me too. That just sounds so fun. We love a good beach resort.
I love a good beach day.
I agree. All right, and the last one, we have a weekly flower bouquet or a dedicated love song.
Ooh, I'm going, I think, weekly flower bouquet.
Agreed, yeah. I like the concept of a dedicated love song, but please don't.
Please never sing to me in public.
Absolutely not.
No. Whip out the guitar? No.
Or in private. That kind of gets me ick.
That's so true, though.
All right, so that was
I hate
Billionaire
that.
This or That.
I like that. That was fun.
So now we're going to go to our memorable moments that we've titled this Scenes That Live Rent-Free.
Scenes that live rent-free.
Yes. So one thing I love about a good billionaire interconnected series is when the billionaires help out the billionaires. I think that's so fun, especially if they don't like each other and they still help each other out, like favor for a favor. I love that.
I love a favor for a favor. You're so right.
Especially when they're billionaires. So the second book, Rafa has to ask Lorenzo for help. And Lorenzo's like, okay, give me your endorsement and have Julian give me endorsement. That's a good part.
A scene that lives rent-free for me with Rafa was the building a garden of hibiscus flowers. I really like that. And then when Julian was like, to think these are just going to die. He was like,
what?
Wait a minute. What do you mean they're going to die? And immediately was like, I need a greenhouse. I need this right now.
You need to build me a greenhouse. Sorry.
Build me the greenhouse now, Julian.
Yeah, that was funny. Another scene that lives rent free is when Dahlia and Julian were double dating with Lily and Lorenzo. And Julian said something mean about Lorenzo. And so Lily told him to behave in Spanish. And then he replied in Spanish. And then Lorenzo replied in Spanish. And I was like, oh, Lorenzo knows Spanish? It was such a good moment. I love that part.
And he's like, and yes, I've heard you talk shit about me.
Yeah. Literally. And they're like, my bad. He knew what we were saying.
The whole time.
Yeah, that was a good part.
No, and then showing off for the mom.
Oh, that was so cute.
Come on.
Love that.
Come on, Lorenzo.
Yeah.
I also really liked Lorenzo knowing exactly what type of engagement ring to get Lily. That was really cute because it was like, ha, I told you so to Julian. Even
it was
though
like
they
showing
were,
him.
yeah, even though they're technically still fake dating,
Mhm.
like he knew exactly what he wanted.
Yeah.
And I really liked that.
Yeah, that was good.
It sounded like a beautiful ring.
Yeah, it sounded really pretty. The scene that will live rent-free, I think forever in my head, was when Lorenzo and Lily went to the cemetery. I have never cried so hard in a book. I'm telling you, tear up, sniffle here, sniffle there. I was sobbing. I thought that was so beautiful. I feel like she just wrote that part and how like people grieve differently, which I
Yeah.
really liked because he would go to the cemetery every week. She hadn't visited the cemetery since her dad died years and years and years ago. And so it was just like a beautiful moment. I thought it was so beautifully written that they like went to meet each other's parents basically, and they don't have to like grieve alone. They can grieve together. So I love that part.
That was beautiful. And when she sees where the flowers go,
It was also kind of like a funny moment because she was like, oh my God, I shouldn't have been jealous before.
I have like a cute moment that I really enjoyed
Yeah.
was when Lily first went over to Lorenzo's and obviously he was like, take off your shoes. And she was like, my feet will get cold. And the next time she visited, the frilly socks were there.
Yeah, the one she liked.
That
was
was
really
so cute.
Yeah.
Those little small, acts of service to me. So I love that.
Yeah. I also think the second book was really funny, like not intentionally. There were like one-liners or like things that she probably just put there that weren't meant to be funny, but I was literally laughing out loud. I thought it was so funny.
Like what?
So there was one part when Ellie was on the plane and she was starting to get like a panic attack. And so Rafa was like, okay, we could. And she goes, she doesn't let me finish my sentence. If you suggest we play a game, I will kill you. That made me laugh so hard. Like she was just not having it, so scared and like frightened. And then another moment, they were talking about Raphael. And so, right, she goes, the man always wanted to be the best at everything. From sports to clubs, he always strived for greatness, which was one of the reasons many people flocked to him like they did. Me, I'm people.
Yes.
That was so funny.
Yeah, I like that one too.
She was just so funny without trying to be, I think.
I think it's funny how like your annotations, all funny, humor, ha ha ha.
Yeah.
Mine, sobbing, crying for Nico. Listen to this one. Tears and my chest burns.
Okay, well, talk about that. What happened there?
All right, let's click this one. So the tears and the chest burning was when Rafa fired Ellie. And Nico was just not having it. I think that one really hurt me to see Nico that upset.
Yeah.
I just felt so bad for the kid. And I felt so bad for the dad because I said before that he was like, you make everyone leave. And I don't know. I just feel like in that moment, Nico, poor child, is feeling like everybody's leaving him. And Rafa, the dad, is just feeling like he can't do anything right. And this is why he's continuously in this cycle of hating himself, being depressed. And that just really did it for me.
Yeah.
One thing I will say, though, about that situation is I like how they didn't just gloss over Ellie not saying anything to Rafa and that he fired her. Obviously, I didn't love that he fired her in the moment because I knew, what was going on. But I do think it was the right thing to do as a parent. And I think that made it just 10 times worse for poor Nico.
Yeah. And plus, Ellie said she would have done the same thing. Yeah, especially because it caused the accident. I did have a quote in that book that I wrote down, and it was really cute. It said, it takes a special person to raise other people's children like their own. Love that.
Shout out.
Let's not cry on the second episode, but I really love that saying. I love that quote. It was really cute.
Yeah, that book resonated. Another thing that I really liked was Ellie was not scared to like throw that flirting at him.
Yeah.
So I have here, I guess she called him a pendejo, right? In the book. And then he goes, did you forget that I'm your boss? And she goes, it must have slipped my mind once you started flirting with me. I saunter inside, swaying my hips with a little sass. Yes, Ellie. Yes.
Honestly, that reminded me in the third book when Lily gets drunk with Willow at the beginning and then Lorenzo comes to her house. She goes, who knew a $30 bottle of wine can make me such a seductress? That quote, it killed me. I was cracking up. It was so funny.
That was a good one too.
Yeah.
I really enjoyed that one.
Yeah. Also, I have down when Julian texts Dahlia, tell me what's wrong and I'll fix it.
Yes.
Close the book. We're done. Thank you.
All equal boyfriends.
Thank you. They are all the boyfriends of the week. So good.
So freaking good.
I also wrote down in book 2, Ellie was talking to her parents about like being undecisive about, Rafa, should I go out with him? Should I not? This, that, whatever. And so Ellie goes, I'm scared of change. And then her mom says, if you weren't, I'd be concerned because you love to second guess. And then the stepdad goes, and triple think. And I was like, that's me. I literally put me.
That is you.
Yeah.
That's Pili to a T.
To a T.
Okay, something that I think deserves a shout out from book 3.
Okay.
Especially since, we are on our book podcast, our book club podcast.
Yeah.
So when they were obviously putting on the show for everyone around, and they were in, I believe, the strawberry fields.
Okay.
And she bent down and Lorenzo slapped her ass.
Uh-huh.
And that was in front of the readers. The book club readers.
The name of the book club?
And she goes, and that right there is how I helped Lorenzo secure the Smut Club readers vote.
That was almost our podcast night. No, just kidding. Imagine, that would have been crazy.
That was good. That was really
funny.
Shout out to Lily for this part, because sometimes I feel like we need to have this mindset. She goes, no more though. I want to be chased, not the one doing the chasing.
That's a good quote. That's a good one.
So another part that shows the difference between my annotations versus Pili's was when Lorenzo tied in the polls after the debate with Trevor, he immediately called Lily.
Yeah.
And he was so excited and wanted to tell her. And he called her and Lily didn't say anything. She was just like, I have nothing to say except that I'm happy for you. And he goes, I'm happy for us. And she said nothing.
Yeah. Well, he did her dirty at that point, so.
Yeah, he really did her dirty.
I like that she stood her ground.
Hell yeah. So my annotation on that line was proud of her, but my chest hurts.
Okay, yep.
Yep.
Very much how I felt.
I was real hurting at that point. But yeah.
So those were the scenes that live rent-free.
Scenes that lived rent-free several times. And now we're going to get into more of our favorite Goodreads reviews.
Yes. Okay, so the first book, like we said, was Love Redesigned. So this one is a 1-star. And so this one says, God gives his toughest battles to his strongest soldiers, because I read all 500 pages of this. Some people really didn't like book 1, which I can agree, but I'm not giving it 1 star. I gave it 4 stars, which is surprising because I didn't give it 5 stars. I gave book 1 4 stars, the rest 5.
I can say that, but I don't know what I actually did.
Oh,
but I agree with that right now.
This next one is also 1 star. It was awful. I don't hate the book, but I hate myself for finishing it.
Wow. Jeez.
This one says, I do not think this book was proofread. Okay, but we do have some good ones. This one is a 5 star, and it says, I love rich men.
Yes.
So do we. This one says, this was my very first Lauren Asher book, and holy smokes, it did not disappoint. I'm in love with Julian and Dahlia. Julian Lopez has literally ruined all of my future book boyfriends. He is literally the love of my life. The story was so beautiful, hot, funny. The banter was top notch. The narrators did an amazing job, and I absolutely loved the duet narration. Infinity stars. So this was a really good review.
Yeah, that was a good one. So here we're moving on to reviews from Love Unwritten.
Mm-hmm.
So this one's a 5-star review. It's funny.
Okay.
This one goes, it's a long review, but then it goes, the tension, gag me please, or else I will not shut up. As we know, this one was a slow burn.
The slowest burn. Yeah, the tension, the yearning.
Another one, fictional man will always hit different.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
We can agree.
Yep. Men written by women.
That's a good quote, Pili.
It is.
Men written by women.
Yep.
All right, last one. Longer than it should be, but my God, did it have me crying at ungodly hours.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Yes.
It was really emotional.
It was a really emotional series.
Yeah.
That book specifically for me.
No,
with
the third book for me. And then lastly, we have Love Arranged. So this one was a 1 star. And this said, this made me feel nothing but annoyance.
No, not my Lorenzo.
This one is so funny. It says, I would have given it 0 if possible, with all due respect. With all due respect, made me laugh.
Jeez.
Okay, this one's 5 stars. So how do I move to Lake Wisteria? Literally yes.
To be honest, I want Dahlia to design my house.
Oh, yeah.
From what it was sounding like, I think I would like it.
Yeah, I really liked Willow's house. The bungalow with the wraparound porch.
Yes.
Sounded so cute on the lake. Really cute.
Agree.
All right. Well, that's it.
All right, guys. That was our episode for today. We will see you guys next week. Read responsibly.
Or don't.